Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into a story that is quietly but powerfully reshaping Europe. Denmark and Sweden, two countries often seen as pillars of stability, trust, and cooperation within the European Union, are making decisions that many believe could shake the very foundations of the EU. This is not about one single law or one dramatic announcement, but about a series of choices, attitudes, and policy shifts that together signal something much bigger happening beneath the surface. For decades, Denmark and Sweden were held up as model European states. They supported integration, respected EU institutions, and balanced national interests with collective European goals. Their societies were seen as open, progressive, and deeply committed to democratic values. That is why recent developments have surprised many observers across Europe and beyond. At the heart of this issue is a growing tension between national sovereignty and EU-wide decision-making. Denmark and Sweden are increasingly prioritizing domestic concerns over collective EU strategies. This shift reflects a wider trend across Europe, but when it comes from countries like these, it sends a particularly strong signal. Immigration and asylum policy is one of the most important areas where this change is visible. For years, Sweden especially was known for having one of the most open asylum systems in Europe. Denmark, too, played a significant role in humanitarian efforts. However, rising social pressure, political polarization, and public concerns about integration have pushed both countries toward much stricter policies. Denmark has taken some of the toughest stances in Europe. Its policies focus on reducing the number of asylum seekers, discouraging permanent settlement, and emphasizing temporary protection instead. These decisions openly challenge the spirit of EU asylum cooperation, even if they remain technically within legal boundaries. Sweden, while slower to change, has also moved in a more restrictive direction. Political consensus around open borders has weakened. New laws and proposals aim to limit immigration, tighten citizenship rules, and expand deportation powers. These changes mark a dramatic shift from Sweden's long-standing image as a humanitarian leader. These policy changes matter because the EU relies on shared responsibility. When influential countries move away from collective solutions, it weakens the entire system. Smaller states begin to question why they should carry burdens that others are avoiding. Trust, once lost, is very hard to rebuild. Another major area of tension is security and defense. The war in Ukraine fundamentally changed Europe's security landscape. Sweden and Denmark both reassessed their long-standing positions on military alignment. Sweden's decision to pursue NATO membership and Denmark's move to end its EU defense opt-out were historic shifts. On the surface, these decisions seem to strengthen European security, but they also expose underlying fractures. By turning more toward NATO and the United States, questions arise about the future role of the EU as a unified defense actor. If EU members increasingly rely on external alliances, the idea of European strategic autonomy becomes weaker. Economic policy is another layer of this complex story. Denmark and Sweden are strong economies, but they have often been cautious about deeper fiscal integration within the EU. They remain skeptical of shared debt, large-scale financial transfers, and centralized economic control. This skepticism became more visible during recent economic crises. While supporting emergency measures, both countries emphasized strict conditions and national responsibility. Their approach contrasts with calls from southern and eastern EU states for greater solidarity and shared financial risk. This divide feeds into a broader debate about what the EU should be. Is it primarily a single market with some coordination, or a deeply integrated political and economic union? Denmark and Sweden appear increasingly comfortable with the first option, while others push for the second. Domestic politics play a crucial role in these developments. In both countries, public opinion has shifted. Voters are more concerned about national identity, social cohesion, and economic security. Political parties that question EU policies have gained influence, forcing mainstream parties to adapt or risk losing power. This does not necessarily mean that Denmark and Sweden want to leave the EU. In fact, support for EU membership remains relatively strong, but there is a growing desire to reshape the relationship, to take back control in certain areas, and to resist further integration. From Brussels' perspective, this creates a serious challenge. The EU functions through compromise and gradual alignment. When member states draw clear red lines, progress slows, reforms become harder to implement, and the sense of a shared European direction weakens. Other EU countries are watching closely. If Denmark and Sweden can successfully push back against certain EU policies without facing major consequences, it may encourage others to do the same. This could lead to a more fragmented union, where rules are applied unevenly and cooperation becomes more selective. There is also a symbolic dimension to all of this. Denmark and Sweden have long represented the idea that strong welfare states, open societies, and EU membership can coexist. As their policies change, that narrative becomes less convincing. Critics of the EU use these examples to argue that even the most successful members are losing faith in deeper integration. At the same time, supporters of these shifts argue that this is not about weakening Europe, but about saving it. They claim that the EU has overreached in certain areas, ignoring national differences and public concerns. By pushing back, countries like Denmark and Sweden are forcing the EU to recalibrate and become more realistic. This argument resonates with many citizens who feel disconnected from Brussels. They see national governments as more accountable and better suited to address local challenges. In this view, a looser, more flexible EU could actually be more sustainable in the long run. However, flexibility comes with risks. Without strong coordination, Europe may struggle to respond effectively to future crises. Climate change, geopolitical competition, technological disruption, and economic instability all require collective action. A divided EU may find itself outpaced by more unified global powers. The question then is whether Denmark and Sweden are leading a necessary correction or accelerating a dangerous fragmentation. The answer likely lies somewhere in between. Their actions highlight real problems within the EU, but they also expose how fragile the European project can be under pressure. History shows that the EU has often advanced through crisis. Disagreements force debates, and debates lead to reforms. It is possible that the current tensions will result in a clearer division of responsibilities between the EU and member states, making the system more transparent and resilient. Yet there is no guarantee. Political momentum can easily shift toward confrontation rather than compromise. If trust continues to erode, even small disputes can escalate into major conflicts. In that scenario, the foundations of the EU would not just shake, they could crack. Denmark and Sweden now find themselves in a position of influence. Their choices matter not just for their own citizens, but for the entire continent. Whether they act as bridge builders or boundary setters will shape Europe's future in profound ways. For ordinary Europeans, these developments may feel distant, but they have real consequences. EU decisions affect jobs, travel, security, prices, and rights. A weaker union could mean less protection and fewer opportunities, while a more balanced one could restore public confidence. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is clear. The European Union is entering a new phase. The assumptions of the past no longer hold. Countries like Denmark and Sweden are no longer just quiet supporters in the background. They are active players, questioning, reshaping, and sometimes resisting the direction of the EU. This moment demands careful attention. It is not about choosing sides, but about understanding the forces at work. The foundations of the EU are not collapsing overnight, but they are being tested. How Europe responds to this test will define its role in the world for decades to come. Thank you for staying with us through this deep dive. If you found this explanation useful, make sure to stay connected for more insights into global politics and the forces shaping our future.